Anything that you want to say before I start? Nothing much? Have you felt someone in your office has also felt the same thing that the girl in this video? Anyone who has shared their problems with you? No? Never. Okay. Now I think it's time all of you to just check on your chat and ask, tell me if in your office, in your college, you have something called internal committee. Internal committee, Antarika Samiti. Okay, good. Okay. Anybody who says no. If all of you say yes, then my way of talking would be different. Internal Complaints Committee. Okay, no problem. Okay. All of you have. Then I would have only questions for you. Is it okay? I think quite a few of you have given all the yes are there. Yes, Ponappa, you have told that. Okay. Anybody who says no? Is there anyone who says no? Those who are sleeping, please get up. I want all of you to be awake. Is there anyone who says no, not, or I would rather coin it in a different way? Is it active? Your internal committee, is it active?
Yes, ma'am.
How often do you have meetings? How often do you have meetings?
Twice in each semester.
Sorry?
Twice, ma'am, in each.
Oh, okay. In a semester, twice. That's what you said. Yeah, okay. Every month, okay. Not getting complaints, which means no meetings, Rekha?
Ma'am, meeting is going on, ma'am, but the complaint box is always looking empty, ma'am. We are
Correct.
not getting much complaints.
No complaints means it doesn't mean you can't have meetings. So I'm just clarifying if there is meetings. Yes, others. I want all of you to either put it on chat if you're not talking. If you're talking, you can also unmute and talk. I told you this is not one-sided. I want all of you to speak.
Yeah. Most of the participants are appointed recently, like November month, ma'am.
Okay.
So we don't have much idea about that, how often they are conducting meetings.
Okay. But you have a committee, is it?
Yes, ma'am. We have committees.
You have a committee. Okay. What is the name of the committee?
Internal complaint committee.
Yeah, your voice, I think there was some disturbance.
Anti-ragging and anti-sexual harassment.
Anti-ragging and anti-sexual. Okay. Okay. Anybody else? Which means who are now my next question. Inactive committee, Seema. Okay, no problem. I think all of you. I want all of you to be, alert, because we are not just discussing on something that is um, not to be, implemented. This is something that I want all of you to go back and implement in your college. So be alert and ask questions. I want all of you to ask questions. Okay. I want to ask you one more question. Who are there in the committee? How many teachers? Or you can just say 5 teachers or principal, or whatever, students, or group C, group D, or whatever you want to say.
Principal as a chairperson, ma'am.
A principal. Who is the principal for you in your college?
Presently, Dupam Satish, sir. Dr. Dupam Satish.
Male.
Yeah, and recently they appointed a principal, ma'am. Previously, Ratna ma'am was there, ma'am.
Ratnama was that's a lady.
Yeah, ma'am.
And now by default this principal becomes the chairperson.
Last week they retired, ma'am. So that's why recently they appointed, ma'am, Satish sir.
Okay, but is he the chairperson? My question is he?
Principal.
Yep. Okay. By default, the principal becomes the chairperson, according to you.
But for that committee, one convener is, ma'am, lady.
One lady is there. Okay.
Yeah, ma'am. Dr. Saida Khan.
Okay, good.
4 to 5 members there, ma'am.
4 to 5 members are there. Okay. Thanks, Basurajeshwari, for this information.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Ma'am, in our college, there are 3 teachers and 2 students are there, ma'am.
This is Someshri who's talking.
No, ma'am, this is Rekha.
Okay, I can see unmuted by Someshri. Okay, Rekha, you said there are teachers and
teachers,
students.
Principal sir, one senior teacher, and now me as the coordinator of that committee, ma'am.
What is the committee's name?
Actually it is named Internal Complaint Committee.
And okay, good. I am asking others who are not talking. I want all of you to concentrate, okay? Because I'm thankful to 2-3 of you who are talking, at least, because I'm taking you as the case. I'm just taking you as a case, and so that I can interact with you and give you more. I'm just closing the share. Okay. Yeah, I'm interacting because I want you to be clear on the act. Do you know what the act is? Which act we are talking of? I was showing it on the screen just till now. You want to see it? Okay, here you go. This is the act. Clear? The Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace Prevention, Prohibition and Redressal Act 2013. So I want all of you to remember, make a note of it, because you have to implement this in your college. But we also speak about this, usually this is the short form, POSH Act, Prevention of Sexual Harassment Act 2013. Okay, so that is how we talk about. And so I want all of you to remember this. Okay, I asked some of the questions like who are there in the committee. Okay, committee, in this committee, I'm very particular about POSH committee. Okay, in POSH committee, you cannot have students. You cannot have students. If there are students, please keep that aside. That is not POSH. Okay, please see that it is not called as POSH committee. POSH committee is for sexual harassment of women at workplace, and anyone who's coming in that purview, they should be the employees of that institute or that organization. And so please see that they are, all of them are the either employees or volunteers who are visiting to that place. And if there are students coming in, they are not necessarily into the committee as such, but they can be from an outside member who can give certain, for some certain um, suggestions. You can bring them in only for some suggestions. And you said, someone said that the whatever complaint box is always empty. Yes, it will always be empty, because you you have not given so much, you know uh, strengthened your people to come and put a complaint in the complaint box. So that is the reason. Another thing, I could see, no meetings happen because people think that no complaint, no meeting. No, it's not like that. Every month there should be a meeting, and that is mandatory according to the act. Please remember, all of us are bound by act, and don't go beyond the act. And act says have a meeting every month, and have a meeting. And someone said, bi-monthly something. Okay, bi-monthly you can have something like meeting. Meeting is compulsory every month, but bi-monthly or sorry, what is that? By semester, right? But semester, every semester, please have one training for the committee members. Committee and everyone in the college shall have a training. So every year you can have 2 trainings for your committee members and the members in that place. Okay, so anything that you feel strange or you are not following, please ask me questions. I'm here to answer it. Okay, so have train everyone, give necessary information on what exactly it is. And so that is how you will start building the what is that, faith among the students also. So that's when they would also come. I want to quote a example here. There was a college, there it's not was a college, there is a college. And I don't know if that still happens, but one of the student, she was my neighbor, and she kept telling about how she feared one of the teacher there. This is a PU college, and she feared one of the teacher because he kept telling that don't go to other tuitions, but come to my tuition. And if you don't come to my tuition, then I will reduce the mark, and so many things. There are so many repercussions that happen. So she kept on telling that I'm not going for other tuitions, rather I'll be here, I'll be doing this. But this went on for a long time. So this is also a kind of sexual harassment, and every girl in that college were, scared to death because of this man. And later on there was a complaint raised and all that happened. But only thing is, I want all of you to be alert. Only how we should be, taking care of our students. Our students means our children only. Okay, in our college, whoever, though there is no proper that relationship tag and all, but I want all of you to remember they are our children, and how do we want to protect them is up to us. So let us take care of them. Please see that, because some of you have said it is inactive. Please ensure that your committees are active. And this committee, like Ponnappa was talking about, it is called Internal Complaints Committee. Yeah, correct. It is initially, when the act came in, it was called as Internal Complaints Committee. But later, in 2016, you can make note of it, 2016 May, the complaints was taken out of the committee, and so it is later uh, named as internal committee only, not internal complaints committee. Okay. And I think I made it clear that students are not to come in as the committee members. They can give the advice to the members, or they can, have separate meetings, which in turn can be helpful for the committee to make decisions, but they shall not be the committee members. Okay. Okay. Now, one more thing that I want to ask, because since some of you have brought in all that, I want to ask you, are you following this act, or are you following Vishaka guidelines? Do you know what Vishaka guidelines is? Have you heard about Vishaka guidelines? Vishaka guidelines is the guidelines that came just before, this POSH Act. Okay. And so it was in place till 2013 December. And after that, it is repealed. And so we no longer talk about the guidelines. We talk about only the act now, because we have the act now. Earlier, we did not have the act. And so we were asked to follow Vishaka guidelines. And I know so many schools and colleges are still following Vishaka guidelines. So please remember, you are supposed to follow only the act after 2013. Okay. So far, do you have any questions? If you have any questions, I can answer before I move on.
Ma'am, conducting a training means, shall we invite some resource persons regarding this, ma'am?
Correct. Correct. You have to invite someone, or you can also invite some other teacher from the other schools and colleges who are good at explaining the act. Okay, you can invite them and give a training. That is what we mean by this. Okay. Yeah. Any other questions? Any doubts? Okay, can I move on with the act? Sorry, my PPT. Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, visible.
Okay. So now I am just taking you through the slides so that. Okay. So I'll be discussing on the background of the POSH, how this came in, some of the terminologies that you need to remember, and definition of sexual harassment, and the composition of IC, internal committee, and the duties of employer. Employer is the one who is supposed to have all this. Okay. So very first thing is about, the very important thing. We are not, we need to explicitly tell everyone that it is a zero tolerance zone for sexual harassment. Your college premises is a zero tolerance for sexual harassment. So if anything happens, they are penalized. It's not like, okay, this is the first time, let me just forgive them, or let us not take action. No, it's not like that. The very first thing is the very last thing that we are expecting. So it's zero tolerance. Please remember that and tell everyone, or put a name board, or what is that, placard everywhere. You can paste some poster kind of a thing telling that it's zero tolerance for sexual harassment. Please remember these articles. These articles comes from the Constitution. Okay, it's not by Christina. And I want all of you to remember this, because that is something that you would be quoting every time whenever you have to. It's not necessarily it is for, gender sensitivity and all, but even otherwise you are quoting this, because these articles are must for everyone. Okay. So article 14, right to equality. Article 15, we are talking about no discrimination. And article 16, give equal opportunity, because everyone are looking up to you. You are the role model. As I said earlier, you are the role model. Treat both male and female equally. And article 21, right to privacy and personal dignity. So unless you teach your children, students, how to behave, maybe they in turn may not be able to learn that. So teach them. So this is about the Convention of Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination against Women, something that we have signed. We, in the sense, India, or it is I and you who have signed this. In 1992, it happened, and so we have already signed, and we have told, and we come up with this again and again, because there shall not be any discrimination against women, and we are bound by it. So no sexual harassment, as per general recommendation number 19. So I'm coming to the Vishaka guidelines. Vishaka guidelines came because there was a case where in 1992 Bhauri Devi was gang raped by in Jaipur, and so Jaipur, Rajasthan. And so following that, there were a lot of thoughts, if the organization where she is working, should we take it as, should we consider it to be one of the place where we are taking providing the workplace to be safe for women. And the government said, no, why should we take care of her, because she was someone like the asha worker. Anganwadi worker. Okay, she she stopped child marriage in her village, who was just 1.5 years old baby girl was getting married. And so as she stopped that child marriage, those people came to her house and raped her the next morning. And they said, the government said, no, no, because she was raped the next morning and or early morning, she was not working that time. So it doesn't matter if she's working or not. Okay, it matters if she has done something to help the organization. So she was working because her organization wanted it, and so whatever she did, it was for the organization. Okay, so we need to take care of our people. That's it. Okay, take care of our people who are coming in our premises, who are working in our premises, who have come into the premises. So please ensure that they're safe. And the timeline, I want all of you to remember that this act came into force on 9/12/2013. So that is all that you have to remember. Okay, and the preamble, I want all of you to focus, because these are the three main words that are there in the act: prohibition, prevention, and redressal. Prohibit anything of sexual harassment against women. Prevent, please see that you are preventing anything like that, because your compound, your premises is something that is very pious, and if anything happens, redress it. So these are the three words that come again and again, and take care of them. Take care of the women who are there. Now, applicability. It is applicable throughout India. Okay, don't say that, oh, because even the defense people, they keep telling that it doesn't, we are not, we don't need this because we only have male in our community who are working here in the defense and all. And after 1 year, they came back and said, oh, we need this because we also have, sexual harassment in our place. And every organization who has got 10 or more employees, so who is 10 or more employees means it's not permanent employees. We are not really looking at only the permanent employees to be there, but we are looking at employees, anyone. Okay, could be any kind of employees. If there are people there, they come under this. And if you have 10 members on the campus doing this, doing the work, or we call it business, whatever work that they are doing, if there are 10 or more people, then you should have an internal committee. Okay, is it clear for you? Or any questions you have, you can ask. Raise your hands if you have your questions. Okay, now I come to the definition of aggrieved woman. Aggrieved woman means any person who has grievance, any woman who has got the grievance and says, I have been sexually harassed, then she can give complaint. And who is this she can be a regular employee, a temporary employee, ad hoc employee, or daily wage. Okay, anyone who is working, or anyone who is brought in by the contractor. You might be having some renovation going on, some compound wall problem, some tiles problem, whatever. Okay, the contractor brings in some people. So if that is happening, then she is also eligible to give the complaint. Sorry. And anyone who is working there or coming in as a volunteer, who is doing practicing something, is not paid, is also a person who can give complaint. And anyone who is visiting the place can also give complaint. Okay, and here comes the student. Okay, if you, because you have a large number of students, anyone who feels that I have been sexually harassed, or there is something, some signs of that, she can come and give a complaint. Okay, and any woman working in a dwelling place or house, so you can see that dwelling place is a place where you have the people are like our house. She comes and sweeps and goes, she comes and cooks and goes, or whatever, then if she, the first video you remember, so if she feels that there is no 10 members in that house, to form a committee, and there is no IC, then you don't expect an IC in a small house. Okay, so such places she can also give a complaint. So where will she give a complaint? You will get to know as we go further. What is a workplace? So workplace, I want this is a definition, by the way. Section 2 talks about workplace definition. And any place, remember, your college compound is not the end of all that, rather it is beyond your college compound. Okay, if they are going for some sports activity outside the college, then you are supposed to take care of them. So you are providing the necessary support to the girls. Okay, so that is what we mean by that. Okay, any place where your employees are going, and it could be some training program that people are going, and on the way, if there is a harassment, or if those people go out and misbehave, then also the committee is supposed to take care of that, um, do all the necessary. Okay, now I come to the sexual harassment definition. There are few points that I will be talking about. The very first thing is about the physical contact and advances. Physical contact and advances means anyone who comes and touches your body is a sexual harassment. Okay, any advances that happen, that is advances in the sense they come to touch, is also something that we talk about as sexual harassment. A demand or request for sexual favor, that is someone is asking, you give me this and I will give you this for that, whatever we talk about. You favor me, or you give me some sexual favors, I will promote you, I will give you some, I'll talk in favor of you in front of boss, or I'll do something, write good about you on the file. All these are something that we are looking at as demand or request. And if such demand or request is made, then again you need to bring in the notice of the committee. Sexually colored remarks. Sexually colored remarks is the suppose there are a group of boys or men who are standing in the office premises and talking about something that they think could be a film. Okay, in the movie, oh, did you see that lady how she is? And by the time there is a girl who is walking by, and she hears this boy looking at her and telling, did you see that film, heroine doing this and all? And he might be looking at the girl also. He may not be. And this girl listens to whatever conversation happens. And again this happens. Oh, another place, they stand and discuss about some other serial or something. So these are sexually colored remarks. Okay, there is something that the person talks about, but it indirectly affects some female. Okay, and that female, the work, she can be a worker, a daily wage, or a student, might be listening to this. Every time she passes by and listens to this conversation, she can file a complaint. So that is what we are looking at. Okay, and you might be asking, what, Christina, is it not, why we should not talk about the films and serials, and even sometimes, some of the uh, even whatever the clipping that I showed, clipping can also be a part of this, where the boy can talk about a clipping that, oh, in today's program there was a clipping where the male was asking, the hero was asking the maid to give a glass of water, and he was blocking the road or something like that. And if that has been discussed also, that discussion can be also in turn affect that girl. Okay, but when do the committee say that this discussion was really a sexual harassment? It happens only when the committee feels that this boy or this man has done this repeatedly, okay, for more than 2 3 times, and 2 3 times, and this has hurt the girl. If that happens, then we look at this as sexual harassment. Okay, and that's called the sexually colored remarks, and sexually colored remarks are not acceptable in a workplace wherever the work happens. Okay, and showing pornography, you know what pornography is, and I don't want to explain. And if any such thing happens, then it is recorded. Okay, and other offensive or derogatory pictures, cartoons, or any other unwelcome physical, verbal, or non-verbal contact of sexual nature. We are looking at there was I just want to give you an example. I can see one almara behind Rekha's chair, and there was when I saw this, I remembered one incident. That's why I just said okay. And there was a man who was working in a office, and he was a group C, and he was not disturbing person. He never spoke to people so much. And he what he did is, every time he kept on working. Only thing is, he never wanted anybody to come and be mingle with him, talk to him so much. So there were many ladies in that hall where they were working. And what this man used to do is, in between the work, he would just go open the almara and stare at the door inside. And after a few seconds, he would just close the door and come and sit and start working. Okay, he kept on doing this quite often, and that is when all the ladies said, "What is there inside the almara?" Because every time that man, he does this every time, and he's not approachable. He doesn't speak to anybody. He does his work. That's it. And finally, this went to the the boss, and he said, okay, can you please open the almara? And he said, no, this is my almara and I don't want to open it. And the boss said, no, this is office almara and you are now not supposed to say this, and please give the keys and we are going to open it. And finally they almost opened the almara, and they found on the door he had put a big poster, and on the poster was nude, and this was not acceptable. And definitely, yes, he didn't do anything. It's a non-verbal sexual harassment, and he has not sexually harassed anybody in the office. There was no complaint at all. But in spite of that, he was asked to, necessary action was taken against him. So all this can happen, and so you need to be alert and take care of all that. Okay. I am not going one by one with all this. I'm just looking at the time. I want all of you to ask questions, and if you have any questions, please, I'm ready to answer, because it's a huge act. Okay. Meanwhile, I'll be just talking to you about the act. If you have any questions, please raise your hands. Hope you know how to raise your hands in that. Okay. What amounts to sexual harassment? What is the behavior, the preferential treatment that we are talking about? The boss might treat person in some way. Okay, there's a college here in Mysore, and one of them kept on telling about, there is um, some issue there. And what happens is, the principal comes early in the morning, and he expects everyone to come in the morning. But as the lady, his assistant typist, who comes a bit late, not late because she gets her bus very late, it seems, but she comes maybe 5 minutes late to the office most of the days. And he takes advantage of it, and he said, he kept commenting about her dress. Okay, what he says is, can you not wear sari every day? Is this the way how you dress up? Because she comes in a churidar, and he says, is this the way how a person should dress up? You should come in sari. See, ಎಷ್ಟು ಲಕ್ಷಣವಾಗಿರ್ತೀರಾ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ಸೀರೆ ಉಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬಂದ್ರೆ. So sari is something that definitely, yes, good to look at. The girls would definitely look beautiful, but a male employer, because she feels he is the employer of that college, and he kept telling that. So he is not supposed to say this. He is not supposed to discuss about what, or maybe he should bring in some notification where order should be issued, where they should say, this is the dress code of this particular college. If he had said this, then that would have been fine. But he has not done that. Rather, he expects only this girl to come early in the morning wearing a sari. And every time she comes in, he keeps telling about her dress. So this has happened. Another place where one of the officer in a government office, he calls a intern and says, I can see your legs. because she was wearing 3/4 pant, and he kept on telling about her legs. I can see your legs. I can see your legs. And finally, this girl, she started wearing long pants, and she said, "How can sir say this to me?" and all. Then I said, "Give a complaint. Give a complaint to the committee. So committee will take care of it. You don't have to worry." And so that is how we are not supposed to look at all that. And moreover, uh, anyone, if attire is something that a person is allowed to wear, but only thing is they should be aware of the place where he or she is belongs to. Okay, so now I am coming to another definition which says about the employer. Who should be the employer? Employer is the head of that particular place, that office. If you feel that my director in the directorate should be the head, no, it is not like that. Your college, if you belong to a college and your college head is the employer according to this act. Okay, so I just wanted to show this so that you are clear about it. Okay, and the duties of the employer is provide safe working place. Whatever whoever walks in, they should feel safe. And please display in your in the entrance or wherever who are the committee members. Okay, internal committee should be formed if you have 10 members. As I said, if you have 10 members, please see that the internal committee members' name and phone numbers are displayed in the entrance or wherever people can see. Organize workshop, awareness program. Okay, as I said, do trainings, whatever, at regular interval. Minimum is every half year once in half year they should be knowing what exactly, and sensitize everyone in your college premises. Okay, and then provide whatever facility that is required for the committee. It's not that committee will sit in the on the playground and start doing all the meetings. No, provide a proper place so that they will conduct meetings. Okay, I'm not going to go one by one. I want, as I said, I want you to ask questions, and all these are there in the act. Please read it. Okay, and this committee is formed based on the Indian Penal Code and similar to that. So you don't have to feel that, okay, oh, how will the committee do this formation, and how can they conduct the procedures and all. No, it is all so simple. It's made simple, and so it is anybody who is a member can start working on it. Okay, and anything that is found, uh, any mistakes, if the committee feels that yes, this man has committed a mistake, then it will go under the service rules. And your service rules are, in Karnataka it is KCSR. Okay, and it will come and you will be scanned under the KCSR rules. Okay, and the employer has to submit a report. It is based on the internal committee's report. A committee report should be submitted every year by December. Hope all of you have submitted your report, last year report, by December to your directorate, one copy, and another copy to the to DC office. In DC office, we have another committee. Here we call it as internal committee. There it is called as local committee. Okay, local complaints committee earlier. Now it is local committee. Sthanika Samiti. Antarika Samiti for internal committee, Sthanika Samiti for local committee. Okay. Any questions so far? Okay. If no questions, I'm moving on. Who should be there on the panel committee? In the committee, who should be there? First one is presiding officer. All of you alert. Hope all of you are alert. No one is sleeping. Presiding officer shall be a woman. Those who said we have a principal by default, principal is the male. Principal can be a male. Okay. Principal is not, male member is not the presiding officer. If you have any male member as presiding officer, go back and review it, tell them it is only the female employee. And whoever, if the head of the office is a male, then whoever is the women employee who is at the senior most level shall by default be the presiding officer. And if you don't have any female in your office, then you can borrow a female officer from your department. You have other colleges also nearby. Okay. From there, one female officer can come and preside over your internal committee. Okay. Clear? So there shall be at least minimum of 50% female on the committee. 50% of them shall be female. So you can have 55% female, but not 100% female. Remember, I have seen so many committees with all female. Don't form all female committee. It is said, the act says 50% committee members shall be female. Okay. So by default, the presiding officer is a female. So you can count that person as a member. And other than that, if you have four members, 2 male, 2 female, and the presiding officer 5. So you can have all the 50 plus female, 50% plus female will be there, and then the remaining male. Okay. And one of them shall be a NGO. So now you might be wondering, why should I get an NGO? Yes, you should get an NGO or NGI, okay, or anyone who is working in the field of what is that called, social service kind of a thing. They can also come in. NGI is non-government individual. Okay, anyone can come in and be a part of this. And yes, they have to be paid 200 rupees per meeting. This is the least amount that is set by the government, but you can pay even more than this, because they won't come for, even if it is a short term, 1 hour or duration or something, you need to really compensate them, and so compensate them the right way. Okay. Yeah. Any questions? I'm happy if nobody has any questions.
Ma'am, I have a question, ma'am.
Yeah.
Sangeeta, this is Sangeeta here.
Yeah, Sangeeta.
Ma'am, as far as I've seen this, whatever the privileges or, the acts are, they are towards women, right?
Yeah.
Like, assistance to women and everything. What about men, ma'am? Like, in case if a man is facing certain kind of, harassment, in his workplace, which committee should he approach? That is my question.
Yeah, okay. Looks like you are favoring men a lot now.
Nothing like that. But this is just a curiosity. The
Yeah.
thing is about this POSH Act, since it had come in 2013 only, even when I was working in my earlier institution, we did have, a presentation of this kind. And after that, I have even seen certain cases where women have misused this act to falsely, give certain allegations against men at the workplace. So in that case, where should the men approach? Which committee?
Yeah. Thank you. It's not strange that you asked this question. Um, Men have, IPC, Indian Penal Code is open for both men and women. It's not for men only. Men and women can go under IPC straight. Okay. Other than that, women, there is a lot of, we need to safeguard women because many women drop out from the work just because they are sexually harassed. And that is the reason why this act has come in. And this is exclusively to safeguard only the women. And any man, if he thinks that I am sexually harassed, he should straight away go to the police station and file a complaint. There is no other go. Straight go to police station, file a complaint. Even a lady, even a female can go straight to the police station and file a complaint. But it takes a long time to get redressed. And so, why long time? Let us make it short and let us see that this complaint gets solved in that place only. So that is the reason why we have this act. Okay. And we did have one of the, I also go for to train the police. And one of the Bangalore case that came up, he was a commissioner who was asking me this question. He asked, a boy committed suicide following some problem, and this boy had repeatedly told the internal committee in a corporate sector that there is a lady who's sexually harassing him, and harassing him and sexually harassing him. Both were there. And though the committee just laughed and they said, why are you telling all this to us? You are a male, you should face it. All that was told by the committee members, but even the committee did not know what to be done. And the police commissioner was asking me how it should be solved. Then I said, they should come and file a case and in your police station. That's what the boy had to do. It was so simple. And we have not repealed IPC then. Okay, so now that it is all put together, but we are not looking at repealing anything. So it's there. So file a complaint. Very simple. Okay. Yeah. Any other question?
Ma'am, I have a question. This is Seema. And in case if the person who is harassing is an important part of the community, and if the employee is not comfortable sharing it with the company,